It's like, oh,
Wait,
he's
isn't
Darren.
it from Blaze offering to watch
Blaze.
or Aphmau?
Huh?
Yeah.
It's not so much that Ian hates Aaron. It's more so that Ian is appalled by Aaron being afraid of being a werewolf. He's pissed that Aaron is hiding himself.
Oh, cool.
Oh, wow.
Ultima.
He's more so pissed at his interaction with Blaze during events that are going to be coming up in PDH.
Oh, yay!
Ooh. Now the suspense is killing me now. Like,
Oops. Spelled it wrong.
Drama.
Yeah, one of the big things that Ian, that a lot of people haven't been picking up yet, is that Ian doesn't like humans and he doesn't like meatfly.
Yeah, I got
that, but I didn't really think that he was humans because I was on Aphmau.
when
Yeah,
when
go ahead.
oh, okay, thanks. When Ian was like being kind of rude to Kai in the hallway, I was like, huh, that doesn't feel right. I was a little bit like, why is he being mean? What's going on? Is he gonna turn evil? I don't know what's going on. And so that was when I was kind of like, something's going on here. And then, but I want, yeah, I don't know. But
Yeah, a lot of those interactions, we don't plan those out way ahead of time because it really depends on how you guys react to them. Like, we'll put that kind of stuff in there and see how you pick up on the clues.
oh,
And
I love it.
If the audience doesn't pick up on the
it's like
clues,
a puzzle
then
piece.
we end up putting more of them into the episodes.
Like we had puzzles.
Awesome. I love that.
But Jason, when Ian got along with Aphmau, was that also like a play of him,
What?
hiding that he hated humans as well?
Yeah, he at least as
Using
what
her?
you guys are supposed to know so far. When he first met Aphmau, he didn't really think that she was a human. If you remember
Oh, yeah.
early on,
Right.
we alluded to Maria being able to hide her ears. Like that was a big context clue for him thinking
yeah.
that Aphmau was probably a werewolf.
And that way he didn't dislike her.
And
No, you'll be seeing some stuff coming up here soon with him planning out things with other people.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
I think it was kind of cool how he mentioned how werewolves could hide their ears. Maybe that's what she was doing. Like they were cursed to hide their ears by witches or something.
It's usually just an ability that werewolves can use. So, like an example, Maria. You also have a lot of people in diaries that do that as well. So it's something that we brought over.
Oh, interesting.
Interesting. There.
Yeah, if you remember Logan from MCD, he doesn't have werewolf ears.
Oh, yeah!
Oh. The sudden realization of everyone.
During season 1 of PDH, she's like, "Oh, look, it's Logan." Ears.
The first time that we saw what's the wolf girl name in the Emerald Secret? What's her name? Tatiana, is that her name?
Tatiana, yeah.
When she was first shown, I was like, "Is that the girl? Is that Maria?" But it wasn't. So I was like, "Oh, dang, my theory was wrong."
So many things about her being Travis's sister or something.
But how do you say your last name? Is it Bravura or Bravura?
Bravura.
Well, that's what I thought.
I don't really know.
And it's not my last name.
Oh.
Wait, Jason, can you check that right now, or do I need to read the question for you?
That just changes a million theories.
I'm not on the chat right now, so if there are any questions, just read them out to me, please.
Do you all plan on introducing Donna or Logan to PDH or My Street?
Unlikely. I think at this point we're done introducing characters from Diaries into the newer series because it seems like the fans aren't watching Diaries as much as they are watching the newer ones. So it's it'd be a little upsetting for there to be background from characters that people don't really know about.
I didn't really think that they would have Logan or Donna because they're 40 years older than the character in My Street.
They're not that old. God.
We haven't
There are a few characters that are going to make their way into Diaries, but that's because we've been planning to do that for the longest time. what's it called? Ivy and one other character. I'm not going to name her name because I don't want to say her.
Okay.
At the same time, we moved into Diaries.
Isn't
Oh my god, I just thought about something.
isn't Ivy already in Diaries? though?
Yeah, but like, so when Ivy was introduced into Diaries, we also planned to introduce another character, but we never got around to actually seeing that character.
Oh, so the new character.
We'll probably see her sometime in season
New
3.
character.
Wow.
Thinking Phoenix got high.
Speaking of Ivy, the way you got rid of her in MCD was brutal.
That was all Jess and Calvin. I did not have much to do with the writing
I
of
thought
that
so.
Never fine.
In terms of writing for Diaries, I was really big part of it when season 1 ended. The whole season 1 finale was pretty much my idea.
Wow.
And then the
loved it.
opening to season 2 was my idea.
Oh, interesting.
I think it's.
I cried for everything. So nice up.
Yeah, I'm very good at making people cry. All the Emerald Secret stuff.
I can tell.
I don't know if that was a lot to be proud of.
People are big suggestion. If you want to move this chat, you're going to move up a channel, so because it's unlimited one up, and this is 12 people only.
Meh.
It was through to put the decision on this channel, so make the decision.
Honestly, I mean,
fine
if there's
with
going to be a million people talking, it's probably a bad idea, because then I can't
Yeah.
listen. So it's better to limit it.
True. I think it's kind of cool how you introduced that dream sequence for Aaron in was it the latest one, I think?
Yeah.
Oh, the one with Irene?
Yeah, the one, yeah. Ooh, Irene.
Ooh, I knew it.
That was not.
Yeah, that was my idea. I had to fight for that a lot. There were a few people that really disagreed with putting that in, but I couldn't really. I couldn't believe that Aaron would survive that fall normally without there being some kind of divine intervention. So that's why I wanted to put it in.
That was
Well, I
really
mean, he is
Yeah.
like an ultimate werewolf, so like it's kind of like in his genes that he'd survive a long jump.
I don't know. We've had comedic
Yeah.
falls before where like Travis has survived falling off the nice, hotel.
Travis,
Oh my god.
and Travis surviving the explosion.
Yeah, that too.
Surprise.
Travis is also like a demon warlock son, so it's like
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah, that is also going to come into play in PDH.
Oh.
Didn't Travis say in the original PDH that his dad was teaching at the university magics, right?
Yes, he was.
Oh.
Oh, I missed that.
Travis, where are you?
But just remember that PDH is probably not going to have too much story stuff thrown into it because it's more of a slice of life series than it is a storyline series.
Can I just say something that I thought was gonna be really cool? So what if Aphmau is on like her last year of like PDH or like her high school, and then like in the first year we have Leona and Yip. Leona in first year, and then they're kind of like mini minor like main characters, and like Aphmau's like main part of it is like trying to get them together or something like that.
Please.
Please, calm anime.
Yeah, that's what I was actually about to ask if it's gonna continue until junior and senior year. Is it?
I was gonna wonder that.
After this season, I think we're probably going to take another break just because it seems best when we take breaks between series.
Keeps it fresh.
Between Love Paradise and Lover's Lane, and that really made the series suffer a little bit.
Keeps it fresh.
Jason, go ahead.
Oops, thanks. I was just going to ask, is there any connection to the Irene that appeared in his dream and Aphmau from Minecraft Diaries?
Officially, no. Unofficially, yes.
These
These are things that I would like that I haven't talked to the rest of the team about, so yeah.
But if it is it before the events are occurring now or after the events are occurring now?
Very much after.
Oh.
I think it would be like kind of cool if like he was like if it was Irene, but Irene took the form of whoever he was thinking about at the moment.
Yeah, that entire scene is pretty much left up to interpretation. We left it really vague, because of
Your voice even sounded like that was some good voice acting.
I mean, that was Jess, wasn't it?
It was. It
Yeah.
was on tweet. It was a tweet.
A tweeter.
Oh, great job on the animation. That was
Oh yeah, who did that? Who did the animation?
Jason did it.
Oh my god, you did?
Yeah, I'm sort of the jack of all trades when it comes to things in the office.
Beautiful.
Oh, that's awesome.
That was a really great animation.
Oh, I didn't expect that to happen. I was like, oh my god, that's so cool.
But the way the knife was still in his stomach when he
Oh,
woke up,
ouch.
Yeah.
Ouch.
that was brutal, dude.
Yep,
Yeah.
that was me. I made that decision. We couldn't show the knife on the character as it fell in the last episode, but we just decided, you know what, even though it wasn't there, let's just make the audience assume that, she did stab her.
I was thinking
I wasn't. Yeah, like I wasn't sure. But
Gasher has a question.
Well, let's go.
Gasher says, if Dimitri and Nicolette got more screen time.
As of right now, they're in diaries, only in diaries, as far as I know.
Okay, only
So,
I think the question is asking if they're gonna get more screen time in Diary.
in diaries, I'd have to ask Calvin and Jess. They're the main heads of that storyline now.
I really want to see, like, Leona and something else. She was, like...
So, how do you guys find VAs?
What do you mean? Oh, you're trying to.
I'm talking to Jason.
So, before
It's been a
we
lot.
knew any VAs, the way we found them was Jess would just go on the freaking YouTube and
I heard that.
for YouTube VA and look for demo reels from VAs, and that's how we found Keston and Andy. We found a few others that way, but nowadays we ask the VAs that we have now if they have anyone in the industry that they know that can do certain voices, and we get new VAs that way.
Oh,
Oh,
cool.
interesting.
One place to actually find VAs is Casting Call.
Normally, we need when we find out that we need a VA, it's like one day before the episode comes out. So
Oh, wow.
no real time to do a
Ouch.
casting call. It's like, we need it right now. Can someone please do it?
That's literally me with homework.
Okay, now it's 15 hour 14.
Yeah, I think we're one of the only YouTube channels that uses voice actors on a regular basis. So a lot of voice actors are actually looking to work with us now because we provide a steady stream of income for a lot of them.
Oh wow.
Interesting.
Oh, awesome.
I'm sure, like, any band that had a good mic would do it for free.
I mean, normally we like to keep the VA relationships as like business relationships because it's like we don't want people to do favors for us and then expect something later.
I gotta go.
Let's see ya. No, we'll fix that. Perfect.
Matt,
But Jason, quick question. I'm going to read you your description on the wiki, and I want to see how accurate you feel that your description is, and fix it here. And now, if it's that inaccurate. So it says, Jason is Jess's husband, and he is head of Blue Jay Studios. He writes the main plot for stories and assists with building, modding, and skinning. He is the voice of Aaron in My Street, MTV, Phoenix Drop High, and seasons 1 and 2.
I mean, that's fine. Normally I'm involved with pretty much everything on the channel. Jess and I are pretty much tag team. As much as Jess is involved in series, so am I.
Well, that's good having. Now,
So it's like planning series, just to give you an idea, like right now we're already planning the summer series together. Like I'm in charge of getting all the sets lined up, build teams arranged, storylines in place.
The
It's
sets are
a whole
beautiful.
mess of
storylines.
The sets
Yeah,
are
so-
amazing.
like one of the things that like Jess and I like to laugh about is that I'm pretty good at planning out like big events that'll happen in the future, while she's good at just making today really funny. So it's like we work together to work to make those things into storylines that you guys watch.
In the future,
Awesome.
tag team. There we go. Done. No, we would.
But other than that, I mean, if you're talking like pure like what we do, yeah, I am the head of Blue Jay Studios. So like I'm the CEO. Jess works underneath me, even though we're husband and wife, and she's the head of the channel. It's like when it comes to making like big business decisions, I've stepped up and I'm filling that role.
Oh, okay.
Awesome.
That, like,
It's the scariest job I've had in my entire life.
How long does it?
Go ahead.
Thanks. How long does it take you to get Julia to do her lines regularly?
Oh my lord! I'm not involved in that. That's all Jess. And normally VA is the way they do their lines. Is they'll do one line and then they'll stop and like they'll save that as like a WAV file or like any kind of other file, and like that's one line that's saved. With Julia, we just hit record and we just sit there for like a half an hour and we just try to make her do the line.
Just let it record.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
She just did lines for one of Andy's series, and it was kind of hilarious. Let me see if I can pull this up, maybe.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Is the series Harrowed Past or another series?
It is that one. Andy's been working really hard on that one.
It's so good.
It's really good. It's really good.
Interesting.
I'm glad they're doing it. I mean, honestly, Jess and I we want other people to do this sort of thing, but most people just think it's too much work.
Or they think that you have like claims over it or something, and you'll be like mad at them for doing it or something, which is stupid.
Honestly, a lot of the innovations that we've used on our role plays have been because other people have been doing the same thing. So it's like we are like, okay, how can we do it better than that? How can we improve on the formula? And, I mean, we're not trying to be mean. We're just like, hey, this is a good competition. Let's push the envelope a little bit further.
Oh, that's awesome.
series.
Also, Jess tweeted saying that Julia was getting paid in cupcakes. Is that true?
It is definitely not true.
Aww.
That's what I thought. I was just thinking that'd be so.
Why? Because there'd be a too fast of a sugar rush?
Yeah, right now Julia's in like terrible 2s, terrible 3s right now, so it's very difficult with her.
Oh well, still give her sugar. You learn.
For all the echoes of Discord notes.
Yeah.
I have that saved from my
that-
computer now.
Oh, no, that's
No,
Jeffrey.
That's definitely Jeffrey.
Jeffrey.
Try again.
I did the lines for him in that episode. It's kind of hilarious.
Oh, really?
Who was the one who wanted Jet the most?
Oh, is that a question for me?
Yeah.
Oh, that was definitely Jess.
How long
Did
did
she
you
have to
talk to you
convince
about
her?
it?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Oh, no, I usually let Jess have everything she wants.
Aww.
That's sweet.
Oh, we're talking about that episode now, so anyways.
Oh, man. Are we talking about the wedding?
Yeah.
That episode in particular has me triggered, not because of the content of the episode, but when Jess and I released that episode, it got copyright claimed.
Oh, really?
For a song that we owned. Like, we had the license for the song, but it got claimed. And, like, you guys loved that episode. It was such a great episode, but we made, like, nothing on it. So it was, like, a really frustrating moment where, like, we made something amazing, but we lost
Oh,
money.
my God.
Did you know that episode 51 of season 1 and episode 51 of season 2 both had a wedding?
That was absolutely planned, if you didn't realize.
Well, we should wait until episode 51 of the next one.
Anyway.
Is there going to be another season of Minecraft?
I'm not sure. We experimented with having the kids in Minecraft just because we thought maybe it would add like a little bit to the episodes, but honestly, it kind of distracted us a lot. So we felt like we couldn't be doing as much as we wanted to because we had to watch after the kids all the time. So we didn't want it to become an RP series, but we wanted it to be survival. And it was like, we didn't really know what we wanted to do. So I think we're going to put that on hiatus right now. This week, we're debating starting a Trollcraft series, but we're not sure.
Oh, interesting.
Because now we have Max and Ross that work along with us. So we were debating on throwing them, myself, and Jess onto a server and seeing what happens.
That's gonna go great.
Oh boy.
That would be interesting.
Everything would be chaos.
And
Oh my god.
Bert everywhere.
Oh my.
Max and Ross versus Jess in a prank war. Just imagine it.
Oh boy.
I would fear Ross the most because of his knowledge of Minecraft.
That's
That was
fair.
probably during the winter when we were selling them on our own website, and in between us selling them on Teespring. We had a very difficult time selling that plush toy.
Are you still able to buy the lunchbox? Because when I try on Maker Shop, it doesn't work.
No, Maker this week decided that they wanted to close their shop, and they didn't give us any warning.
Oh,
So
God.
Oh dang.
I'm like, oh, look, now our fans can't buy this anymore.
Yeah.
I'm lucky. I already got the lunchbox in the backpack.
We're looking to sell them on another website, so they'll be available soon. But we also have a ton of other merchandise that's coming out soon.
Ooh,
Oh, yay.
Diary season 2 was a year ago.
I don't think Ian will be in Diaries, unfortunately.
Oh, look, it's Sandy.
What about Kai?
None of the new characters, unfortunately. They're completely different at this point in time.
Oh, okay.
I wish I had Discord Nitro so I could have all these dank emojis. That one.
I've literally just been drawing different hairstyles on him for like 10 minutes.
Rip.
And I don't, yep.
Oh, I meant to ask you this earlier, Jason. What's your favorite episode of Minecraft Diaries?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh. Who's an Oz?
It was probably, like, even though I really like Season 2, 81, because that was something that I planned for Aaron for, like, the longest time, I didn't really get involved in the filming of that one, and I was kind of upset about that. But in terms of, like, my favorite, like, most fulfilling episode, it was probably 100 from Season 1.
Oh.
That was good.
I remember planning that out, and it was just Jess and I at that point. And I remember tensions were high because we couldn't record it in one day, so we had to, like, delay it by a day. It was a very, like, emotional
I remember when she posted the
time.
video about not being able to, like, get the video out. And technically she did post a video out because she did post that vlog about it. So she didn't
Yeah, but if you go back to that vlog and you look at how she was, like, that's where
Yeah.
both of us were at that point in time. It was a rough day that we thought, like, we basically, like, thought we failed.
Oh, ouch. So your favorite episode is Season 1, episode 100.
Yeah, that's mostly because I got to use Dancing Mad for the first time. I love that track so much.
Adding that to the bio. Okay, so favorite episode.
For episode 81, I just looked on the wiki for what was happening. So I was like, oh, okay. And when the episode ended, we turned on the lights because I had friends watching it with me, and the girl that was right in front of the computer was just sitting there bawling.
Me.
Yeah, that Season 2 of Diaries became an absolute mess because Jess kind of fell in love with Aaron's character, which prevented me from doing a lot of things that I wanted to do with Aaron.
Aww.
Oh.
How sad was she when you killed off Aaron?
Oh, she didn't want me to kill him.
Oh. Okay.
My friend's freaking out because I'm talking to you a lot.
Someone wants to ask, why there wasn't much development between Aaron and Aphmau and their relationship. I don't know.
In Diaries or in My Street?
Someone type your answer. Dracula, type your answer. So I can actually say it. You're not going to speak, please?
What?
Hold on. No, Darius.
Someone-
I'm asking for someone else. Darius.
What?
Darius, the question was again, why there wasn't much development between Aaron and Aphmau and their relationship in Darius. There.
That's up for debate. When Jess goes back and she looks over those episodes, she tends to see that there was a lot of like more mature development of their relationship. But there wasn't a lot of like shippy moments. So like a lot of our audience, like when they see relationships, they're like, oh man, did Aaron fall on her? Or did like, they like do something like really intimate where, and like similar to how when Aphmau fell and Garth caught her. There wasn't a lot of that, but there was a lot of like mental relationships where like they both had leadership positions once and they related as lords before. So in Jess's opinion, she felt like it was there, like the emotional connection was definitely there. But I could see from like the audience's perspective why they're like, no, that like no shippy moments happened. Like they didn't love each other.
That one makes sense, to be honest.
Huh?
Silence? Okay.
Great.
I can't hear.
Very cool. I know. So bad, but I mean.
Alright, I think Jess
Okay.
just got home, so I'm gonna jet away for a couple seconds here.
Okay.
Alright.
Later. See you in a bit.
See ya.
I was thinking.
Alright, I'm back.
Like,
Back to chaos.
thinking of starting a Hey I'm B fandom with me. Like,
Jess
she
is here,
doesn't
but
know.
she's too shy to talk.
Oh.
Hi, Jess.
Alright.
I say hi.
Tell her we all say hi and we're all internally screaming because we're all three
Oh my god.
Jason, I was wondering, what do you have against the shaders glitch?
Oh, the birch? To be honest with you, it doesn't bother me whatsoever, but I know that Jess loves to bother me, so I can't let it bother me.
Oh lord.
People in text channel is asking, if you and Jess ever consider writing the story of Minecraft Diaries into a book once it ends.
We've wanted to. That was the thought when we first put it on hiatus back in December, was that if we couldn't put it on our channel, that we'd put it into a book. But putting it into a book is a pretty big deal, so we still don't really know where the story is going. Maybe we'll take like seasons and put them into a book, but it's still like a lot of effort to do. So it may be something that we outsource to like another company or find someone to do.
Thank you.
Cool.
And Senpai to notice him.
If you ever did turn it into a book, would the different seasons be like different either chapters or different books or something? Or like different sections of the book?
Probably different books, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that would work. That would be mostly a Jessica type of decision, not mine.
Interesting.
Ah. Okay, see, now it's actually silent. So, I was wondering, I have a question for Jason. So, I was wondering, who was doing the body acting for Flower and Blue?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think he's here.
Hello?
Jess wants me to say our kids, but they definitely didn't.
I heard
They were first body acted by two of our artists. And if you go back to like the first or second episode, I forget, one of them was using like an Etch-a-Sketch. And I don't know if this made it into the episode, but Jess and I are like, oh man, they're going to grow up to be such great artists.
Drawers.
Like,
Puns.
and we were just like started laughing.
Oh my god. That's awesome.
The puns are here. I was gonna ask, Jason, do you and Jess plan to go to any conventions in the near or far future?
I think we're going to VidCon in LA soon.
I'm going to VidCon! Yay!
I wish I could go to cons,
I don't
but
ever
I'm
go to
so
any
far away here in Canada, so...
It sucks how you guys moved to Washington because like I'm finally getting to go to cons, but like in New York. But now you guys are like in Washington, so now you're gonna go to like cons in like LA
And other cool places.
now.
Yeah, I missed the East Coast as well. We moved out here for reasons that didn't pan out, and we just kind of got stuck here.
Oh. I thought she had family in LA.
Well, hey, there's always
Closer
a
to like
picture.
Ross and Adam and stuff.
I was gonna say, didn't y'all live in Texas once?
I'm out.
Jess came from Texas, so she was born there and lived there until she was like 15 or older than that. I forget. Jess, oh. 18. She moved out when she was 18.
Oh.
Yeah, I live in Texas, so. Oh, I remember my question. Jason, do you have like a favorite character in like Diaries or Phoenix Drop High or something?
Oh, you gotta go hop on Wiki.
I really like Garth right now in my stream.
Okay,
Yeah.
Garth
Me too.
and my
that-
stream.
We really want, like, Garth, like, no joke, is probably, like, the best freaking character because anytime we have a joke or, like, something, like, really crazy that we want to do, usually Garth fits in with that.
He's the meme master.
You mean when you break the doors?
Yeah, so, like, when we were coming up with, like, the blooper ideas or, like, the funny little skits that we put in the blooper video, we were like, oh, man, it would be hilarious if we did this or if we did that. And it usually just involves Garth getting hit by a car or doing something.
Oh, ouch, he hit my car.
Equals memes.
Screaming we're dead.
I mean, it's so, like, and also in every fan fiction I see and stuff, it's always, like, hurt in some way. It's like, the poor guy.
I just like how Garth went
And
from
every
being...
once in a while, you will still see the neat meme thing going on.
I was saying that I really like how Garth as a character has changed from being a very serious character in MCD to being kind of like this awesome jokester in My Street and Phoenix Drop High.
Sure.
Is that why he's one of
I
the?
enjoy him as a serious character, too.
Is that why he's one of the only
By the way,
like?
sorry for cutting you off earlier, Jason.
It's no problem. There are, what, 18 people in here now?
Yep.
Yeah,
Pretty much. Sorry.
18 out of 20 now, actually.
And MCD. Oh, I just added that to the wiki as well. Favorite character, Garth.
I got a question, if you don't mind answering, Jason.
Yeah, sure.
You know how Jess did streaming and live streams on the end of 2016? Will those happen again or not?
Jess likes to stream, but we hardly have time to do that anymore. I mean, no joke, it's like we're working till like really late hours, and then we have the kids, and then after the kids go down, we're working again, or we're trying to get like exercise. It's hard to fit in everything that we want to do.
I thought you would say that.
Makes sense. Tight schedule.
True.
Lots to do.
And it, like, normally, I think she was last streaming in, like, October of last year, maybe a little bit earlier or later. October was when, like, a really big wave hit YouTube where a lot of views went down across the entire network, where, like, YouTube changed their algorithm. And so, like, our channel was hit pretty hard back then. So Jeff and I really were, like, looking to see what we could do to fix the channel, so we were working extra hard.
Interesting.
What? Jason, did you always plan for Lawrence to become a Shadow Knight, or was that just something that came up?
That's more of a Jeff's question than a Jason question.
Oh.
We always wanted Lawrence to be kind of like a duality with Garth. The audience really didn't like the way that he looked originally, with like the red hair. So we ended up changing him to a different type of character because of that.
Oh, wow, interesting.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah, I remember Doors.
What's your favorite Disney movie?
Oh, yeah, good question.
And what's Jess's favorite Disney movie?
Ooh, that's
So, Jason? Is he? Jason? Oh, you're alive?
I have Jess right here, and she doesn't want to talk.
Aww.
Oh.
Jason?
I heard this new movie though.
Oh,
Is that
okay.
on
I
right
hit
now?
the button, you can talk.
Okay. Hi.
No.
Oh no, we're not dropping this.
Okay, then.
Movie. What? Jess, what's your favorite Disney movie?
And I don't think Jason answered.
Aladdin. Her favorite Disney movie is
Okay.
Aladdin.
Oh my gosh! Me too.
How about yours, Jason?
I don't know if I have a favorite movie.
Disney.
Cinderella.
So Jason Ella.
Oh well, pretty much.
Jason, did y'all always plan for Kai to like Caitlyn, or did that kind of just come up itself?
That's a Jessica question, not a Jason question.
Jessica, please.
Jason's sitting right here. I'm looking at her, and she's not talking.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't think she wants to talk about
I'm
it.
holding it down so you can talk.
That was always planned.
Oh,
Oh.
so it's always planned. Okay.
Spicy.
Always planned.
Like,
Yeah,
like,
the idea was that Kai would be the only like there's a lot of characters who like I'm bad at talking. It's more so that Kai was gonna be like the one
wild
person
student.
to reject
Your natural
Aphmau
habitat
if she
on
were to
Discord.
go after him.
Kai was okay. So Kai was the person else. Reject Aphmau. I mean, it was reject Aphmau. Right? Okay.
Well, not like outright reject her because she never got the chance to like confess, but like the first person she was like interested in, like had a small crush on, that would not be like super like, oh, you have a crush on me right off the bat.
Oh, interesting.
So does like okay, I was a little bit unsure about this. Does Kai like Aphmau now that he knows that she likes, or no?
That's a good question. How does Kai feel about Aphmau now? After
I mean, at this point in time, the audience doesn't really know, but I mean, like, I don't think he does. I mean, I think he's like, he found out that she likes him, and he's like interested. Like, who is this person? Like, I need to learn more about them.
To think of her in a way like where like in a romantic way, like he heard about it, but like now he's kind of like trying to learn about her like more as like a in a different light than what he normally saw her as.
Oh, interesting. Facts.
Sorry, I'm the one holding down the key and randomly.
It's not like he's super interested, but he's just curious because he's a cat.
This is my entire life, guys. This is my entire life.
That's great. Meow.